feet.
Greetings, adventurers! Welcome back to the Boxsmith's Workshop. I'm your host, Jeb the Boxsmith, and today I'll be showing you how I made this gargantuan hammer from one of my favorite games and the sponsor of today's video, Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. Let's begin. Clone Drone in the Danger Zone is a super fun indie game where your mind has been forced into the body of a bloodthirsty gladiatorial robot, and now you have to cut, shoot, stab, smash, and kick your way back to Earth before the alien robots that force you into this mess invade it and harvest the souls of the rest of humanity for their entertainment. The game is celebrating coming out of early access and into a full launch today, and it's available on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. The devs were even kind enough to give me 4 keys away so you can play the game for free. I put 2 here on my YouTube and 2 in my TikTok video. You will find them first. Anyways, back to the vid. I got some cardboard and PVC pipe for the spine and got to work on building the innards of the hammerhead. The tricky thing about making hammers from cardboard is making sure it's thick enough on the inside that it supports its own weight and doesn't fall apart immediately after picking it up. I cut out several layers of cardboard and folded them together like an infinity lasagna. Like last time, I bought out the thick boxes to save me time and energy. I wanted to put all of the flaps that I just cut out to good use, so I made them into mini infinity lasagnas and used them to make the anchor point between the spine and the head. From there, I used a few more of the scrap flaps and made these fruit roll-up looking things to add as supports and to raise the infinity lasagna like a card jack. From there, it was time to make the chocolate shell to contain this Kit Kat of cardboard. I flattened out another box, took measurements of it, and cut it out so it'd make a lovely casing around the infinity lasagnas. Next came the handle. I measured out a square with its center being the PVC rod and extruded it using a thin layer of cardboard. A common theme of this build, this hammer has layers like an onion. With the base done, I then made the tower. I took 2 flaps of cardboard and bent them together to make a plus shape. I took little squares of cardboard and plugged up the holes in the shape before gluing the whole thing to the hammerhead. With that done, I measured how long each side would need to be to make a rectangular handle over the circle rod and cut it out of the cardboard. My process for making rectangles and other angular shapes is to use my yardstick to press into the cardboard, weakening it enough so it can bend without issue. From there, I make sure that there's always one more side than the shape needs, so I have something to glue to the whole thing together with. Next came the pommel. The pommel was a relatively routine procedure. I was pretty much just mimicking what I had already done for the upper handle part. Key difference being, now I realized that the hammer's head was getting pretty heavy, and only going to get heavier. So I filled a water bottle and 2 smaller PVC rods I had on hand to act as standing support to keep the hammer from caving in on itself while standing and to act as counterweight to make it less unruly and more balanced. As a trade-off, it also made the hammer an entire pound heavier, but it was worth it in my eyes. With that out of the way, I had myself by all accounts a respectable hammer, but this was merely the beginning. We're here to go even further beyond plus ultra, and it was time for some advanced detailing. I started with the side profile of the hammer with the energy cage and fastener brackets. Once more, I cut out the needed shapes and extruded them with a thin layer of cardboard. This is a practice I'd rarely done before, so it was a great way to get some mastery over the technique. Once it all started to look good, I glued the 3 pieces together and onto the side of the hammer. It was late at night and I was tired, so I cheated a little bit on making the duplicate for the opposite side and used some alchemy to speed up the process. I resumed work the next day making the faces of the hammer by, you guessed it, cutting out the shapes and extruding it with more cardboard. And with that, I added the final touches and the hammer was complete. And that's about it. I want to give one final shout out to Clone Drone in the Danger Zone for sponsoring this video. It's thanks to their funding and support that I'm able to push my production to such grand heights. And thank you for watching this video. Make sure to go like and subscribe, and also check out my Discord channel in the description. From there you can meet a bunch of other cardboard craftsmen like myself, You get to make friends. You'll even get to show off your own creations, like the ones from CreepTech Art and Astorian, who submitted theirs on the Discord. And that's about it. Tune in next time for where I'm scheduled to make random appearances at DragonCon this September. Make sure to drink lots of water, stretch frequently, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Mr. Fix-It!